Hi there folks, my name is NovaWrap24 and welcome to the NovaWrap, your one-stop location for your simulation release news and goings on from the week that was. So here we are on Sunday the 3rd of November 2019 for another exciting episode, and I'm going to apologise for my slightly nasally voice at the moment. I am not feeling well. I've been battling the dreaded lurgy for most of the week, and I think it is unfortunately a losing battle. But let's get on with the news, and hopefully I can sweat it out by the end of the week. Anyway, moving on. Alright, so starting with X-Plane 11 releases this week, the guys over at Blue Sky Star Simulations have come out with their latest sound pack for this one, which is normally these guys produce for the ESP platforms, but they've been venturing more and more into the world of X-Plane, and they've taken on quite the challenge this week with the A319 from Tolis sound pack suitable for that aircraft with the CFM engines. Now, what does this include? So this includes a fairly significant list of sound sets, obviously mostly centered around the cockpit. So I'll go through some of the things here. Basically, you also have sounds of the Honeywell APU, include its full operation from igniters, for ignition and igniters all the way through to combustion, exhaust, and all stages, all done through as well. The Safran UBCF brake fans are also included as well. Brake release set sounds also done. All electric sounds of the electric bus, including the various different whines that it makes during the different stages of its operation. Fuel pumps, flaps motors, stupidly long list of stuff. But what's really, really interesting is a couple of ones that I'd noticed. So the first one was that they've actually recorded the sounds of the galley in operation, which you can actually hear apparently when you're actually shut down at the gate and your engines are off. So probably ideal for those situations where if you're using I can't remember what it is. I think it's one of those GSX products, I think, where you can actually sort of have the people loading on and off and stuff like that. You can actually hear the galley operating, and maybe you can even hear passengers going through. I don't know. That one is not listed. Maybe that one's there as well. Though I don't think that add-on actually works in X-Plane 11, so it may be a bit of a superfluous one there. Anyway, the other interesting part that I picked out of their press release was the fact that they've recorded all switches, knobs, selectors, small and big buttons and levers. All recorded in an A319 cockpit, including ones that Tolis currently do not model, which is interesting. And they've said that if at some point in the future that Tolis actually include that functionality of those buttons, levers, switches, etc., then they will update the config file to be able to make those sounds available. So that's kind of cool, kind of interesting. So if you want to pick this one up for your Tolis experience, you're looking at about $20 from their web store, available now. Sticking with X-Plane 11, but moving into scenery development. This week we saw the release from Nimbus Simulations of their reboot of Atlanta International Airport, or more accurately, Atlanta International Air Ultra HD version 2. And what is with everyone sort of putting ultra and ultra stuff, or it's like the 90s craze of everything's better with its extreme in front of it. Anyway, I digress. Moving on. Alright, so what is this one? So basically this reboots their original product, updating it to the layout of the airport as it appears in 2019. It includes updates and overhauls all the textures as well, introducing 4K textures throughout, including PBR materials on all of the main terminals. Overhauls the night lighting, included updated ground textures and vehicle models of both stationary vehicles, animated vehicles, and parked sort of static aircraft, all updated and include PBR materials as well. Setups of 3D trees, parking lots full of cars, and fully compatible with World Traffic 3 files included, as well as ground traffic and AutoGate plugins compatibility also maintained. Probably should have taken a breath during that one. So this one, as I said, this one's basically, it is a reboot, so just got these a few additional features coming out. For new users, you're looking at paying about $29. If you're an existing user, there is a discount code available to you. I believe you're supposed to check your email, and you should be able to get a discount code for that one, available now from your favorite flight sim retailer. moving out of the X-Plane 11. Oh, sorry. Wait a minute. So sticking with X-Plane 11, but continuing with the scenery releases. Almost jumped the gun there. So the guys over at FSDG have released their latest scenery. Well, actually, rather their latest port of the scenery, as they've continued on with their current trend of porting their ESP platform sceneries over onto the X-Plane 11 platform. This time they've done with the island of Mauritius. So this comes just at the same time as they've recently updated their ESP version of Mauritius to version 1.2, including some updates of the airports of the main airports. Siwusaga Rangulam Airport, which is there as well as various other airstrips which are modelled in high detail throughout the island. So what do you get in this island? So you get a full set, as I said, you get all airports on the airports on the island are modelled accurately and up to date. Full coverage of the island in detailed aerial imagery, including custom autogen has been included, as well as a range of helipads are also included as well. All your aerial imagery includes both day and night versions. You've got animated jetways included for the main airport, full implementation for the X-Plane release of PBR materials as well, and with a large number of additional landmarks and objects to be able to allow for VFR navigation, including some helipads as well. So looking pretty cool. Now, just as sort of a word of notice here, so for those who may remember, I believe we did report on this a little while ago. FSCG have recently changed their business model to now only sell to the European Union directly. So currently this add-on as of recording is only available from their own web store, which means that if you are outside of the EU, then you are not able to purchase it. However, we should see that release coming over onto Sim Market within the next sort of week or so, hopefully not too long, because I really like this add-on. I think this one's looking pretty cool. So this one's available coming in at about $32 US, or your original equivalent, well, actually, it's all euros, so about 29 euros, available from the FSDG website, available now. Right, now moving out of the X-Plane 11 world and moving into the world of ESP, the guys are over actually, this is one of my favourite developers. I still love these guys. Malaysian Flight Sim Group has come out with their latest scenery release, that being Hazrat Shahjalal International Airport. Or basically the largest airport in the capital of Bangladesh, Dhaka. Now, one of the reasons, I'm just going to get straight into this, one of the reasons why I love Malaysian Flight Simulator Group is that they are proof that you can be a good quality developer and still develop for multiple platforms and not charge a stupendous amount of money. So these guys have produced an add-on for $16 that looks reasonably good quality. The photo reel is not the greatest, I will give them that, but the airport does what it says on the tin. You've got good quality buildings throughout. Everything is where it says it is. It's laid out as it appears in 2019. It does also support both static jetways and GSX level 2 jetways now, which I believe is a first from these guys. Full support for dynamic lighting if you're running prepared V4, but these guys support, not only do they support the ESP platform, they support FS9 still as well. I mean, yes, there are people who still fly FS9, and these guys support that, and I'm always going to give these guys a huge shout out every time I see their stuff come through. Awesome. Anyway, but yeah, as I said, so this airport, detailed, accurate as it appears, 2019. All airport buildings are included and modelled, done as well. Though I will admit it does look like the PBR is only applied to the main terminal building, but still, it's still PBR in there. You've got a variety of static aircraft and static ground vehicles, as well as I said before, full support for GSX level 2 and dynamic lighting VR using prepared V4 as well. You also get included with photo real terrain of the surrounding area, surrounding city as well, with some custom autogen applied. So looking pretty cool, especially for the price tag. As I said, not the absolute drop dead complete eye candy that some of the scenery developers put out, but at the same time, very, very affordable, coming in at $16 US, or your original equivalent, available now from Sim Market. Continuing on with more ESP releases, and again to the more sort of mainstream ESP platform releases for FSX all the way through to prepared V4 and everything in between, not FS9 though, is the guys, the team over at Sim Designs Cove coming out with their latest release, which is the La Mesa International Airport in Honduras. So this is a fairly major regional airport, handling a significant number of passengers and about 150 flights a day, internationally and domestically. So yeah, pretty big there. It's a major hub for tourism, going in and out of the area, including often on the way to many destinations in the Caribbean. Now, this add-on comes through as a detailed airport as it appears in 2019, including all terminal buildings, including the interiors of the main terminal as well. Support for static jetways as well as GSX and SODE jetways as well. All airport buildings, as I said before, laid out, modelled, and all runway layouts are done as it appears in 2019. Full set of custom airport buildings, custom auto-gen for the surrounding area as well as custom terrain mesh for the airport and surrounding area as well. So looking pretty good, pretty impressive. Includes a variety of static and animated objects of the airport and surrounding areas as well. So yeah, pretty good, pretty reasonable. From the video, again, some of the photo reel leaves a bit to be desired, but still pretty good for this one. So this one coming in about $20 US, or your regional equivalent, available now from Sim Market. Continuing on with ESP releases, the guys over at Orbix have released very quickly after announcing they even had it in the works. Released their rendition of Samedan Airport in the Swiss Alps. So this one's coming out for all the ESP platforms. It's coming here and combining their sort of standard 30 to 60 centimeter photoreal imagery, 30 centimeter for the airport, and then 60 centimeter for the surrounding area, including the surrounding towns of Samedan, St. Moritz, and the hospital Obengraden airport are also all towns are also modelled, as well as some heliports in the surrounding area as well. It also includes a set of different dynamic textures and layouts depending on whether you are operating in the summer or winter months, including 3D snow piles built up around the airport with that as well, which is kind of cool, kind of awesome. And also support for dynamic lighting, as we come to see with most of this stuff. Now, so in the to going through some of the features, I said you've got the two villages, Samedan and St. Moritz, in the area, all with custom 3D objects modeled for many VFR things, including hotels and churches. You got huge amount of pan-placed auto-gen trees and auto-gen buildings for the area as well. Full implementation of HD textures throughout, includes the bonus helipad at the Hospital Obergarden, and full support for dynamic lighting for prepared V4 users as well. So looking pretty cool, pretty interesting, a great one for anyone looking at doing a bit more flying in the Swiss Alps area. I anticipate that we will probably see this one coming over to the Aerofly FS2 platform at some point in the near future as well. Now, if you're going to pick this one up, it's available from the Orbix Direct website, coming in at about $25 US, or your original equivalent, available now. Continuing on with more scenery releases, the guys over at Genasoft have come out with their latest release, their rendition of Gatwick Airport, aka London Gatwick, because London has four airports. I've flown out of three of them in my time. I think Gatwick's the one I haven't flown out of, because I flew out of London City, flown out of Stansted, flown in and out of Heathrow a few times, but yeah, never actually gone out of Gatwick. There you go. Anyway, but yes, so there you go. So this is aircraft. This is designed to be fully compatible. This is an add-on, which I'm actually, to be honest, I'm surprised that Orbix haven't taken their hands out actually for a while. Excuse me, but anyway, either way, it is. This one has come to be as fully laid out as it appears here in 2019. Includes fully support for full HD textures throughout. All airport buildings have been modelled. Variety of static aircraft, static 3D airport objects and vehicles also included as well. Variety of custom night lighting also included, with dynamic lighting support for prepared. Custom taxiway signs, custom runway taxiway signs, blah blah blah, all the usual stuff. What's also notably interesting as well is that not only is it designed to be compatible with a variety of add-ons, it's designed to work with both Orbix England and also Orbix True Earth Great Britain South, which is interesting, but it's not an automatic process. So Genasoft do note that they have got their photoreal scenery to be able to blend in with Orbix Great Britain South, but you will need to push out or pull out some Orbix files as required when you are installing it. So just make sure you read the instructions carefully during that process as well. So if you do want to do that, so great to see that they are making it compatible. Of course, maybe there's a challenge between Orbix and other developers to be able to make the stuff compatible. So anyway, this one's coming in at about $25 or your regional equivalent, available now from Sim Markets. Continuing on with ESP releases, and this time is for a prepared exclusive release. The guys over at Bridge developed, which I believe this is the first product from them. I haven't seen anything else from them, so I think this is the first one from them. So this is the release of Beijing Daxing International Airport. Very little information released about this. I've got to admit though, the visuals look gorgeous. They look absolutely stunning. Like it looks like full PBR modeling, full PBR texturing throughout all of the airport buildings, and in stupid amount of detail, both not only at the airport but the surrounding area as well. So it looks absolutely gorgeous. Full detail done inside the terminal building as well. The terminal, by the way, is massive in this thing. Like, it's ginormous. But yeah, it's fully modeled, fully detailed. It's got like ponds and like outdoor gardens inside the terminal, but they're open air. Like, it's just wow. Like, it's just a cool design. I almost want to go to China just to be able to see the airport. Anyway, so yeah, so this airport's about 50 k's out of town. Very, very popular. It's a main hub for China Southern, I do believe. I've come this one through. So I believe this is also the first rendition of this airport released for the ESP platforms, at least for prepared anyway. So this one, if you wanted to pick this one up, you're looking at paying about $30 or your original equivalent, available now from Sim Markets. Keeping on with other prepared releases, supporting both prepared V3 and V4, as the guys over at PhotoSim Labs have released their latest scenery with the release of their Bimini scenery for prepared. Now, this scenery covers South Bimini and Cat K, and is a full setup of full photoreal textures and custom and photo and aerial imagery for the entire area. It includes custom vegetation that's been developed to actually reflect the actual vegetation of the area, custom made buildings throughout all the area in the islands, including all the major hotels, marinas, research facilities, and major condominiums. Custom Bahamas architecture has been applied to much of the autogen to be able to give you an actual true Caribbean island feel to it. Custom night lighting has been included as well. Full renditions of the South Bimini Airport, Cat K Airport, and the seaplane base at North Bimini as well as a fully developed helipad in North Bimini as well. Custom, as I said, custom ground textures, custom photo reel has been used throughout all of the island chain for this one. They've also included, for all you Rotorhead fans, they've included a variety of other helipads have included as well, including several on ships and tops of buildings. So they are encouraging people to be able to fly low and slow and do crazy things with helicopters around these islands. And I'm sure my good friend Belgeode will be exercising that. He's been in and around the Caribbean islands over the last few weeks with some other scenery. I look forward to seeing him in this one soon. So this one's coming out. This one's available now from the PhotoSim Labs website, coming at $25 or your original equivalent, available now. Oh, just incidentally though, the developer did note that although this version is exclusively for prepared, they are releasing an FSX version, FSX compatible version, but that will be coming out later in the month. So keep an eye out for that if you are still using FSX, just so you are aware. Alright, moving out of the flight simulation space and moving into the world of the permanent way with the guys over at Train Simulator, releasing their latest route add-on, the Granger Heartland, Kansas City to Topeka. Kansas City to Topeka. Topeka? I think that's Topeka. Topeka. I have no idea. I'm sure one of you will correct me in the comments down below. Anyway, what is this route? So this is part of it sort of comes from the great railroad town of Kansas City. This is a Union Pacific service that goes through, and actually is a 67 mile sort of set of track coming through between these two major towns. It actually extends sort of some of the older sort of city lines. Actually gives them out to the next sort of towns out. We actually went through as a double track railroad to be able to access and sort of winds its way along the north bank of the Kansas River. which gives you sort of a reasonable, can actually have a reasonable clip along regional speed can be actually done along that area. The route itself dates from 1855, when it was first laid, and then it sort of grew in its importance as the various mergers and whatever happened into truck laying and various things, and continued on as the railway system in the United States grew. This specifically is a series of ideas as it appears during I think it looks like the 2000s, I do believe. It comes through here, so looking pretty impressive. It comes with a range of career scenarios, as well as, so this comes with the 67 miles of route, plus the 18th Street and Armadale train yards are included, with a diverse line side facilities including skyscraper tall grain elevators. You also get 2 trains are included here as well, the EMD SD70A and the GP40-2, or both in Union Pacific colours, are included for here as well, along with a range of contemporary Union Pacific freight cars as well. Along with this, as I said, you get 7 realistic career scenarios and 2 rail fan mode scenarios, as well as all content being quick drive compatible. So this one's available for your Train Simulation Predator, coming in at $40 US, or your regional equivalent, available now on Steam. And continuing on to simulation of a very different kind, with the release of the Fisher Online into early access. Now, I've got to admit that people sometimes say that they think the flight simulation space is crowded with like way too many different flight sims. They need to have a look at the fishing simulator side of the market. There's an insane, well, I think there's getting to be an insane number of different options and varieties in fishing sims. Everything from sort of out-of-the-box scenario things to MMOs to pay-to-wins and all the rest of it is all sorts of really weird stuff. Anyway, this is an early access product. There's not a lot in it about it. To be honest, I found out more from looking at some of the reviews and stuff of it online. It seems to be focused around Europe and Russia, but taking away a lot of restrictions and stuff like that, about, you've got to lock stuff out, or you've got to pay microtransactions to be able to do stuff. Though it does still support microtransactions as well, so that's something interesting. Visually, it looks pretty stunning. It looks pretty good. To me, it reminds me very much of Dovetail Games' Fishing Sim World, but it seems to be able to have a lot more freedom in the way it actually does things. Yeah, I get nothing. I got nothing. As I said, there's very little information about the business model, other than a few of the reviews are quoting that it does have. You can play it without, so you just pay the base price and don't have to pay anything else. You still have a great experience. If you do want to advance a little bit faster, there is a small fee to be able to purchase it, to be able to do a bit faster, but I couldn't find out exactly what that fee is. Either way, could be interesting to see how it develops. At the moment, it is in early access. This is just how it starts at the moment. You're looking at $15 US, or your regional equivalent, available now on Steam. And with that, folks, that does now round out the NovaWrap for this week. Thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget, as always, to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying these videos and want to see more. And of course, as always, you can catch up with me and all the things I'm up to between videos by finding me on Facebook and on Twitter. Just search NovaWing24. Alright, folks, thanks very much for watching. Take care, safe skies to all, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.